Hello students, today we are starting with a fresh chapter called Is Matter Around Us Pure? It is the question to you, is matter surrounding you is pure? So what is matter? Anything which have mass and occupy space is called matter. The matter is further classified into the two categories, that is the impure and the pure substance. The impure means more than one kind of particles, the pure means only the one kind of particle. The examples of impure may be your soil, sugar solution, coal, air, soap, and blood. While the example of the pure substance is sodium, silver, tin, carbon dioxide. Dear students, I have taught you that the pure substances are made up of only one kind of particles. Considering these in chemistry, as you must know that the scientists have no calm and they always in the working process. So with this, what happened, one scientist named the John Dalton broke the particles further. He told that these particles are also made up of very small particles which cannot be further broken down. It means there is another smallest particle which cannot be further broken down, and that particle is called atom. What he called that? Atom. Now he gave the definitions according to this. What had happened? He told that the pure substance are also of two kinds. Firstly is the element. Second is the compound. So as I have told you, that is made up of the matter is made up of very smallest particles which cannot be further divided. That is called the atom. So if only the one kind of atom are present anywhere, that is called element. If in this box, if I consider a box, if in this only one kind of atoms are present, then it is called an element. As they are only one kind and therefore they cannot be further divided by any method. You whether apply the chemical method, you apply the heat, you apply the electricity, or you apply the filtration or any other technique, as they are only one. So if they are all are of one kind, so whatever filtration technique, whatever you do, they are only of one kind only. So they cannot be further divided. So that's why they are in the pure substance. The element is made up of only one kind of atoms. Element is the purest substance. And for your surprise, in chemistry there are only 116 elements. In full chemistry you are going to read about this 116 elements only. Shocking? Yes. The full chemistry is all about 116 elements. You can resemble these elements with the 116 species. And a species is called the human, second species is the fish, third species is the horse, fourth is the cat. So there are only 116 species in chemistry. These species will combine together to form the various things. If they combine in the fixed ratio, suppose if I take the example of the elements such as hydrogen, oxygen, carbon. So if they combine in the fixed ratio, suppose I have taken O2 and S2. Okay. So if they combine in the ratio of 8:1 by mass, if they combine in the ratio 8:1, they will form another substance called H2O. Got it? So this is about the element. We can consider the element within picture. Students, just visualize this picture. Here you can see the first example which I have taken is oxygen molecule. You can see the two atoms of element oxygen which are connected to one another, as they are only the oxygen atom. So the element oxygen molecule is and pure substance. Secondly, you can see the gold. Various atoms of gold are arranged in the form of a stack. Here all the atoms are of gold, so it is a pure substance. Gold element is a pure substance. Next comes the bromine. You can see the brown atoms of bromine, as all the atoms are of bromine, so it is a pure substance. So students, now move towards the compound. I have told you that these various elements combine together in a fixed portion by mass, and they form another substance which is called the compound. What is, students? These two will combine together, the two elements will combine together and form another thing called the compound. So let me discuss about this compound. To consider the compound, I take a simple example, that is H2 is an element, O2 is an element. They combine together and form the water. You know H2 is a good fuel. It catches fire very easily. Oxygen is responsible for fire. When they combine together, what they form? They form the water, which is a very repellent of the heat. Okay, it stops the fire. Wherever there is a fire, you just throw the water. What it will do? It will stop the fire. There is hydrogen, there is oxygen. They have the support for the fire. And what is water doing to you? It is just cutting the fire. So what is the difference have created? The two elements have lost their property. You know the hydrogen is a gas, the oxygen is also a gas, and when they combine, they give the water, which is liquid. So when the two elements combine, sometimes they lead to a product which have their completely new properties and have lost the properties of what they are formed of. When these substances called the compound are formed, they are formed within fixed ratio. During the formation of H2O, what happened? H and O element hydrogen and element oxygen combined in the ratio 1:8. Similarly, in the case of carbon dioxide, C and O combined in the ratio of 3:8 by mass. Completely new things will form. The carbon is in the solid form, the oxygen is in the form of air. When they combine, they give the CO2. You need the oxygen, and what you release out? You release out the carbon dioxide. So what happened? Completely new substances form. Now you will say that it will be a question in your mind that in compound there are two kind of elements. So this should not be pure. So let me solve this question. Consider this, students. What happened during the formation of compound? If I take a simple example of water, what had happened? An oxygen atom has combined with two hydrogen. When they are combined together, they combine in such a fashion that you cannot separate them in a physical manner. You cannot separate this oxygen and hydrogen by filtration or evaporation or any other technique, physical technique. So you cannot separate these, and they exist as one identity, as one entity. What has happened? When they form and when they combine together, they form an entity which is independent. Independent means it has its complete new properties, completely changed behavior. So what will happen? They form a completely new entity. Entity means a completely new substance. That is water. Okay, I have told you in the example that is H2. And when these further all these new entities combine together, means if in a chamber, if in a beaker, only this entity called the water molecule. If there is one water molecule, another water molecule, third water molecule, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, all the molecules are of water only. So then it will be a pure substance. Compound is a pure substance, as during the formation of compound, the two elements combine and form a completely new entity. Here it is a completely new entity. It is a new substance. Got it, students? You can consider it with an example. Students, look at this picture. I have told you that if the an atom of an element combine with the other two atoms such that they are linked to one another, they form an one entity. This is an one entity which is drawn here. This is an one entity. Okay, you can see there is another entity. This is another entity. So this is a full entity together. As they are combined together now, they are as one entity. This entity is called compound, and as all the molecules are the compound of H2O, so this is a pure substance. You can see the various H2O, H2O, H2O. There are different molecules. This is also an H2O molecule. This is also an H2O molecules. You can see the various H2O molecules. But what you are seeing here, they are only H2O molecules, not any other molecule present here. So this is an pure substance. Consider the example of carbon dioxide. Here you can see the in this picture there is one molecule of carbon dioxide, there is another molecule of carbon dioxide, and there is the third molecule of carbon dioxide. All three are the molecules of carbon dioxide. As all the material are same, so that's why the compound is also a pure substance. You can also see the methane as this is an entity of methane. This is another molecule of methane. This is another molecule of methane. So there are only the molecules of methane available. So the compound, that is methane, is also an pure substance. Got it, students? The next thing we are going to consider is the mixture or the impure substance. The impure substance is also called by the name mixture. Okay, so consider a box in which I have taken H2 molecules and O2. There is H2, O2, H2, O2, H2, O2, H2, O2. Earlier in the case of compound, you have seen that these H2 and O2 are combined together. But if they are not combined together, what will happen in this chamber? Look at this box. There is a molecule of hydrogen. There is a molecule of oxygen. Okay, they are separate. They are not combined together. They are just separate. They are roaming here and there. Okay, so what will happen? If now you will bring the fire, the both two elements, the hydrogen and oxygen, have their properties. Okay, and when you will bring the fire, they will catch the fire. Very strong fire. Remember that during a mixture, the two elements have their own property. Their properties is do not lost. The hydrogen is still in the form of gas. Oxygen will also be in the form of gas. There will be no new substance formed, and they can be separated by the physical properties. And in the upcoming chapter, we are going to discuss how we will separate these. Similarly, happened with the case of sugar solution. What has happened there? We have there H2O molecule, H2O molecule, H2 molecule, and we have there somewhere salt molecule. Salt, salt. Okay, so this is how they are H2 molecules which have a completely new identity. There is NaCl which have its separate properties, and when they combine they give a new thing which is mixture. But as the properties of two are getting followed, there is water. If you throw the sugar solution or the salt solution and fire, what will happen? The water will have its activity and will stop the fire. Similarly, happen with the case of NaCl. When you are going to taste the solution, it will be salty. So the properties of two are still there. So that's why they are the mixture. You can consider the mixture by this example. Students, look at this slide. Here I have taken an solution of NaCl and water. You can see here the water molecule, the oxygen with the two hydrogen atoms attached to it. You can see here also the oxygen, the water molecule. But look at here. There's an NaCl molecule. There's another NaCl molecule. So they are different molecules. There are two kinds of molecules. Firstly is of water, secondly is of salt. So there are the two different kind of molecules. So the mixture is an impure substance. The mixture of NaCl and water is an impure substance. Similarly, look here. Here is an atom of iron and secondly is of copper. So they are both togetherly mixed, but there are two kinds of materials. See, here it is an big atom, here is an small atom. They are both independent to one another. So these are also a impure substance. Look at here. The third, the mixture of carbon dioxide and oxygen. This is an carbon dioxide molecule. This is an carbon dioxide molecule. Okay, and you can also see here the oxygen molecules are also present. So as two different kind of molecules are present, so the mixture of carbon dioxide and oxygen is also an impure substance. Students, so you have read all about these elements, compound and mixture. In the upcoming lecture, we are going to discuss about how many types of these elements are and what are its properties. Thank you, students.